Hi everyone, this is Donna from Hollywood, California. It's not just paint, it's art by Donna. And today we're stepping into the fall season with a project that I truly love. Pumpkins. I've created 3 different pumpkins. One made from Bond Crafter casting powder and 2 from Bond Crafter epoxy resin. Now before I get started, I want to say a huge thank you to Boowan Nicole. They sent me these incredible molds, and as an ambassador for their brand, I can honestly tell you their molds are unlike anyone else's. Not only are they beautifully designed, but many of them come with their own sturdy housing to keep the mold supported during the curing. Now this means no distortion, easy demolding, and perfect results every time. If you've ever struggled with a floppy mold that warps your piece, you know how valuable that is. Now, pumpkins are more than just decorations or food. They're symbols that we have traveled with us through centuries. They're native to the Americans and have been cultivated for thousands of years. Indigenous peoples grew pumpkins for food, for storage, and even for tools because of their durable skins. Now think about the life cycle of a pumpkin. It begins as a tiny seed. It stretches across the ground as a vine. It blossoms with golden flowers, and then it grows into a huge fruit filled with even more seeds. It's a perfect metaphor for abundance, for growth, and for renewal. Every pumpkin carries the stories of life's cycles: planting, growing, harvesting, and beginning again. Now, let's look at pumpkins through the lenses of Halloween. Originally in Ireland and Scotland, people carved faces into turnips and beets to ward off evil spirits. But when immigrants came to America, they found a pumpkin. It was bigger, it was brighter, and much easier to carve. That's how the jack-o'-lantern tradition was born. At Halloween, the pumpkin is whimsical and spooky. Lit from within, it's said to guide friendly spirits home to keep away the darker ones. Every jack-o'-lantern's face is unique, just like our creativity. They're playful, they're magical, and they remind us not to be afraid of the shadows, but to bring in the light. That's the beauty of Halloween. It's a time of imagination, of transformation, and celebrating both the mystery and the fun. And then, just a few weeks later, pumpkins take on a whole new meaning. And that's at Thanksgiving. Instead of being carved, they become pies, they become soup, and they become festive centerpieces. The early settlers and farmers, pumpkins were a survival food. They were hardy, easy to grow, and stored well throughout the winter. Because of that, pumpkins became a symbol of abundance and blessings. At Thanksgiving, they represent the gathering of family, and of gratitude. When we put a pumpkin on the table, whether it's a real one or a resin one, like these pumpkins, or even a pumpkin pie, it connects us to that feeling of plenty. It reminds us to give thanks for the food we have, the loved ones around us, and for the blessings in our life. Of course, I can't talk about pumpkins without mentioning pumpkin spice. Pumpkin spice is that warm, comforting blend of cinnamon, nutmeg, ginger, cloves, and sometimes even allspice. It's been used in pies for centuries. But in 2003, Starbucks introduced the pumpkin spice latte. And suddenly, pumpkin spice wasn't just a pie flavor anymore. It became the official taste of autumn. And this past week, the pumpkin spice latte returned to the menu for this season. And you can feel the excitement ripple across social media. People line up just for pumpkin spice lattes because it's more than just a coffee. It's nostalgia. It's the coziness, and it's the signal that the holiday season has arrived. Today's pumpkin spice flavors are everywhere. They go from candles to cookies to cereals and even pet treats. It shows us how powerful food and a scent can be in connecting us to memories, traditions, and that feeling of joy. I would love to know, what is your favorite pumpkin spice product? Is it a cookie? Is it a muffin? Is it good old pumpkin pie? And let me know. Do you make your own pumpkin pie? And do you make it from fresh pumpkin? Or do you make it from that pumpkin in the can? I'm curious. And do you carve your own pumpkins? I'd love to know. And is it a tradition in your house to carve each pumpkin per person? Or do you carve one big pumpkin for the family? These are all things I'm curious about. So let me know in the comments below. So now let me show you all the things that I have created here today. This is the pumpkin with the casting powder. This is the Bond Crafter casting powder, and I love this because it's ultra white, it's smooth, and it's bubble free. It gives a beautiful ceramic finish, and it takes on paint and pigments so well, as you can see here. The other two pumpkins were made from the Bond Crafter epoxy resin. I used the alcohol inks in deep purple and golden hues, and all those beautiful fresh dried flowers, which gave it a mystical, moody look. With the deep oranges and the reds mixed with the terrazzo chips, which you will see coming in a few moments. all for extra sparkle and depth. Each little pumpkin has its own personality, just like in nature. No two are ever the same. And again, thank you to Boowan Nicole for these wonderful molds. They make my projects such a joy to create. I love how these inks and these Lindy sprays are working with this Bond Crafter casting resin. It gives it that old world charm and that watercolor feel. I just love how these came out. And I'd love to know what you think about this first pumpkin with Bond Crafter. Here's where I'm putting on those terrazzo chips, and I used a gloved finger with some UV resin, and then I just poured that little bag right over, and I added on those chips. Now I have a piece of parchment paper underneath there, and that's to hold those chips, and I pour them right back into the bag when I'm done. There is not an ounce or a drop of waste. Nothing is wasted here. So let me know what you think about this save. I just didn't like how that was so plain on the top. As we celebrate this season of pumpkins, of harvests and holidays, I want to reflect on gratitude. Gratitude is more than a word. It's a practice and it's a way of living. When we shift our focus to gratitude, everything changes. Instead of dwelling on what we lack, we see the blessings all around us. Family, friends, creativity, health, even the simple joys like a warm drink or a beautiful sunset. And here's the magic. Gratitude spreads. When you express it, it touches others and inspires them to feel it too. That's what this community means to me. Together we're spreading creativity, inspiration, and joy. And that joy is infectious. It ripples outward. It lifts us all. That's why I encourage you all. So make a friend today. Say hello to your neighbor. Share a smile. Lift someone up. It really does make a difference. Now, before I sign off, I want to thank all of you, my subscribers, my wonderful members of $1 and a Dream, and very special welcome to my newest members, the Gallivanting Galantes. Thank you for joining this journey with me. And to those who send blessings this month, I am so grateful. And to everyone who has shared my channel with your friends, you are helping this community grow. And I appreciate you from the bottom of my heart. This is Donna from Hollywood, California, signing off today with love, light, peace, harmony, and oneness. I Should Craft a Kid Club, the Paper Queen, will be following me next. Till next time, bye-bye now.